It would be faster walking. He stepped out when the snowfall ceased and the wind eased. Caecilia, legs cramped, decided to join him. She breathed in the crispness, delighting in the fresh snow coating the ground away from the road. Soon the commoners were staring at the principes, who had decided to get their boots wet, no doubt thinking them foolish for swapping coziness for chill. Caecilia surveyed the bleak winter landscape. Once the woods had been dense with shimmering summer green, or the autumn blanket of russet and purple. Harvested for its timber by the Romans, the forest was growing sparser and sparser, raw stumps instead of the stark silhouettes of winter. Dotted along the landscape lay the remnants of forts, picket trenches, and siege engines, which had fueled the bonfires of the winter feast. Their blackened struts were skeletal against a bellicose sky. The prospect of the enemies repeating the routine of construction and destruction was now an expectation. Caecilia hoped that Rome might see sense, grow weary of it. Husband and wife walked in silence. After a time they reached the scorched hulk of the enormous siege tower that lay in front of the city. The war engine stood halfway along an earthen ramp. Despite the weather, slaves were laboring to dismantle the slope. Their burden doubled now that they needed to shovel snow before using picks to dig out frozen dirt and rubble. The Romans had erected the tower on the plain throughout last spring, tier upon tier, higher and higher. Each level housed archers ready to spew quarrels of arrows through slits in the wooden walls. Pregnant with danger, the massive machine had then been wheeled up the ramp to try to bring it abreast with the top of Veii's walls. If not for Corvinus's troops thwarting its progress, the Romans may well have slid gangplanks across and overrun the city. Today, the seared hunk of timber was inert and useless. Nevertheless, its proximity was evidence of the considerable advance made by General Aemilius that year. Her uncle's doggedness had been disturbing. Caecilia often wondered if it was Veii alone he wanted to destroy. She knew that she might be dead to him, but did he wish to be the one to end her life? The thickness of the cow's hides, stretched taut and nailed to the tower's frame, had protected the structure from being totally consumed by fire. A faint stink of singed hair wafted in the air. Despite this, there was a kind of beauty to the wreck, the snow softening its contours, as it stood in a patchwork of colors, half scorched, half unscathed. Was Marcus one of the officers who ordered its erection? Did he too wish her dead? It could have been my cousin in the arena today. Mastarna paused beside one giant wheel of the ruined tower. But it wasn't, and I wouldn't let him be a victim if he'd been taken. I'll never understand why there have to be any victims at all. You know why, Bellatrix. The Kalu cult is part of our religion. People are scared. They face death from Romans in this world, and then the torments of demons in the beyond. Why wouldn't they seek salvation? I don't believe killing humans can help make you immortal, no matter what priests like Artile say. Mastarna cracked off a piece of burned wood. Neither do I. But my brother and his colleagues peddle dread. What do you expect me to do? His power grows greater with each year the war continues. He crumbled the charred chunk, letting it trickle through his fingers, leaving a scattering of charcoal upon the white. It went too far this time, dead men lashed to the living. It was more than a holy rite. It was vengeance. He broke off another piece of wood and flung it toward the forest. His tone was deliberate, each word clipped. I've seen worse in battle.